الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. Alright, so we are on Bab 111. باب من لم يجد المكافأة فليدعو له. So if the person does not find al-mukafa'ah, and what do we say al-mukafa'ah is, Ibrahim? What? Okay, let's say that. Well, I mean, try it. Like, think. Like, you know the word from yesterday. You heard it a lot. Al-mukafa'ah. Say.
تجازي الشخص بالمعاشي.
Al-mujaza. Yeah. So you give him back what, do the good for him like he did for you. If he cooked food for you, you try to cook food back for him and do it in the same manner or more, depending on the situation. He might get angry if you try to outdo him. So in that case, just kind of do back what he did. Don't try to outdo him if you think he's going to get angry. All right, so he said, "Bab man lam yajid al-mukafa'a falyad'u lahu." So if you don't find something to give back to the person or like to return a favor to a person, then make dua for him. So this is hadith number 217. All right, so قال الإمام البخاري رحمه الله تعالى حدثنا موسى ابن إسماعيل قال حدثنا حماد ابن سلمة and ثابت. I'm not sure if ثابت here is al-Bunani or not, but Allah alam, it's probably al-Bunani. We'll check inshallah. عن أنس رضي الله عنه أن المهاجرين قالوا يا رسول الله ذهب الأنصار بالأجر كله قال لا ما دعوتهم الله لهم وأثنيتم عليهم. And this hadith is صحيح. ما أثنيتم عليهم به. Yeah. You're going to have to correct me a lot today. All those burritos and tacos again, actually, in my head. Well, it's just the jarritos, man. I told you we had that last night after Aisha. Man, me and him, we only slept like an hour. I could not sleep. And now I went to sleep, I finally slept, and I can't even remember sleeping. I wake up, I'm just full of sweat, man. I'm like, nah, man, this is crazy. Huh? Crazy, man. No more jarritos for me.
Mango. Was it mango?
No, we drink the orange. I'm from Florida, man. Come on, y'all gotta stop asking this question what flavor. I'm from Florida, I'm from the South. Look, man, there's only two flavors that we drink in the South, purple and orange. Khalas. They ain't got a purple burrito, so what we gonna drink? Orange. That's it. I mean, it's a process of elimination. What do you want? You want the purple or you want the orange? And the only other like Kool-Aid that we used to drink is what? Tropical punch. So yeah, grape, tropical punch, but if it's
Hawaiian punch and tequila.
that's it. I mean, we didn't have like that many options down south, man. If you go to the supermarket down south and you look at the juice aisle, what do you see in Florida? Orange juice, like 5 rows down of just orange juice. So anyway, so he said, all right, this is reported on Anas radiallahu anhu. He said that the muhajirin, قالوا يا رسول الله. So the muhajirin, they went to the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and they said, ذهب الأنصار بالأجر كله. That the Ansar have gotten all the reward. How is that? I mean, because they made hijrah, right? So what do they mean? I mean, right now they have rewards that the Ansar, which they have, which is to make the hijrah with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and also from being from the Sabiqeen, from the early people to Islam. So what do they mean here by that the Ansar have gotten all the reward? What do they mean?
From what they do, spend in sadaqah.
They got everything firsthand. They got all the struggle, all the suffering, all the wars, all the everything.
Well, so the Muhajirun were in those wars too. But the thing is when they made hijrah, who opened up everything for them? Who took care of them? Who opened up their houses for them? Who fed them? Who did everything for them? Married them off to the girls and did everything for them. So that's what they're talking about, because obviously, here they opened up their whole village and accepted the Muhajirin and gave them everything that they had. They didn't hold anything back, nothing back. You know, so complete opposite. Boy, you make hijrah now to Muslims now. They feel like, man, you be lucky to get a hot dog. Akhi. Seriously. But they didn't hold anything back. Anything that they had, they gave it to them. Y'all need this, take it. You know, even if it was their last camel, you know, they would make sure that they were taken care of. So that's what they mean. That the Ansar have gotten all the reward from this aspect. But not all the reward, obviously, because the hijrah with the Prophet, being in the early stages of Islam and going through those trials of Mecca, there's a huge, great reward. And those are the Sabiqun al-Awwalun. So there's no doubt that they got a major reward, but from this aspect. He said, Qala la. And he said, no, that they haven't gotten all the reward, but under one condition. ما دعوتهم الله لهم ما دعوتم الله لهم. Shut up. Told you, man, it's going to be a long day. ما دعوتم الله لهم. As long as you continue to make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for them. Not in their faces. What?
Right.
And بظهر الغيب, right? That you make dua for them when they're not looking, when they're not around. You know, when you get up at night, you pray, make dua for them. It's the last hour on Yom Jummah, you make dua for them. So but not go to them and like, hey, jazakumullahu khair, but also to make dua for them in their absence. وَأَثْنَيْتُمْ عَلَيْهِمْ بِهِ. And that you praise them for what they've done for you. Like you've given them credit. And you said, mashallah, these, you know, the Ansar, the Qurama, they helped us out, they did all this for us, you know, by the permission of Allah. So you've given them, you know, like, just spoken good about them. Because at that time, that's all they had. They didn't have anything. They left everything in Mecca. You know, so they left every single thing. Whatever they could put on those camels and go to Medina with, that's what they went. You know, so we shouldn't feel bad. You know, when we have to go through these types of difficulties and situations of leaving, like how we had to leave Yemen, and we had to leave everything behind, everything. You know, we should always remember that this is the path of the people that went before us. You know, we like to, like, it's a, you know, hard, painful thing, but, you know, when you read these types of hadith and you see and you understand what they went through and what they were patient with, and, you know, alhamdulillah, it makes you feel grateful that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is also testing you with the same things that He tested them with. Because other people, they don't get those types of tests. Other people, the biggest test that they might get is what? Their burger gets burnt. You know, or maybe their fries are too soggy. Or maybe there wasn't enough latte in their latte, you know, or something like that, some stupid stuff, right? You know, so Allah musta'an. But I mean, that's a difficult journey. You know, just load up what you can on the camel and go. You know, but what made it easy was because when they got to the Ansar made sure it's like, don't worry, we got y'all. You know, we're gonna look out for you. But Allah musta'an. It's like, well, it's just a sad state of affairs now with the Muslims today. You make hijrah now, you better load up that camel, because you're gonna be in trouble, boy. All right. So the next bab, this is 112. Man lam yashkur al-nas. So this is the chapter on whoever does not thank the people. All right, because obviously being grateful to the people is a part of the shukr of the ni'mah. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He ultimately gave you the ni'mah. But He made the people like something that's like mubashir. He made them a wasila of getting that ni'mah to you. So if you can't thank the person that's right there in front of your face, giving you, you know, handing it to you, the person that you see every day, the person you pray with, if you can't be thankful to him for the ni'mah, for the blessing that you get from him, how are you ever going to be thankful to Allah? How is that possible? You know, so min bab al-awla, you're not going to thank Allah. Because you're not even thanking the person sitting next to you, you know. So Allah musta'an. So he said, this is hadith number 218. And this is actually supposed to be two, he put it as two hadiths, and we're going to see this. We're going to read both of them, inshallah. The second hadith has nothing to do with this chapter. And the dhahir, you know, it seems, and Allah knows best, is that Bukhari, he brought the second hadith to show that the first hadith and the second hadith are actually supposed to be one hadith. But he separated them because that's how the people separate them. But you'll see from the chain of narration, and you'll see that it's supposed to, and there's no connection with the second hadith with this chapter, other than the fact that the Bukhari is showing that it's one hadith. So hadith number 218, حدثنا موسى ابن إسماعيل قال حدثنا ربيع ابن مسلم قال حدثنا محمد بن زياد عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال لا يشكر الله لا. That's a mistake from the book. Allah fikr. It should be لا يشكر الله with a fatha, not with a dhamma. What is it? No, you don't have the same book as we do. Yeah, you have the same. You have the same thing.
Yeah.
It says لا يشكر الله.
Yeah.
No, it should be لا يشكر الله. All right. All right. So قال لا يشكر الله من لا يشكر الناس. So here, this hadith is reported on the authority of Abu Hurairah. He said that the Prophet ﷺ said that لا يشكر الله, that the person does not thank Allah, man لا يشكر الناس. The person who doesn't thank the people doesn't thank Allah. And then, like I said, there's a difference of opinion about what this meaning is. And the two strongest statements about the meaning of this hadith is number one, is that
There's just my nose. I'm never like this, sorry.
that's ice cream, man. You ate all that
No,
ice
it's
cream.
not. It's not that. It's the chemicals. It's actually like even when I was still in Kerman, when I was fixing up where the laundry supplies are at, I had to leave there. Like I was there for 10 minutes.
Did y'all go together or something or what?
No. I said
He was in Kerman, you were in Kerman, but y'all weren't together.
No. I'm saying when I was still like.
Oh, when
3
you
weeks ago when I was there, and I would stock up the.
Today or yesterday?
No.
he's talking about previously when he was working there.
Because when I was there and I was fixing the Clorox and everything else, like I started just getting a slight runny nose and I got out of there very fast.
That's 3 weeks ago though.
I know, but this is new. This is again, but I stood longer in the laundry supplies at the house.
Maybe you got an allergy or something to Clorox. You gotta watch out. Alright, so he said, La yashkurullaha man la yashkurun-nas. Alright, so he said it has like different meanings, right? So one of the meanings is like if the person doesn't, la yashkurun-nas, min bab al-awla la yashkurullah. Because again, the people, you're here with them, you live with them, you eat with them, you drink with them, you're around them all the time. You can't thank them, you know what I'm saying? Come on. So how are you going to thank anybody else, or anything else? So, min bab al-awla la yashkurullah. The stronger opinion is that man la yashkurun nas la yuwaffaq li shukrillah. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not give him the tawfiq, because if you can't even thank the people, then Allah doesn't give you the tawfiq to thank him. And that's even worse. I mean, that's a stronger punishment for the person, because he doesn't even get the tawfiq. Like even if he wanted to thank Allah for it, he won't be able to, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not give him the tawfiq to do so. So that's the stronger understanding of what the hadith means. الذي لا يشكر الناس لا يوفق لأن يشكر الله. And Allah knows best. Alright, so the second part of the hadith, 219, like I said, this is actually supposed to be what? According to what Bukhari did here, it appears that he's saying that this is supposed to be one hadith. So you see 219, حدثنا موسى بن إسماعيل قال حدثنا ربيع ابن مسلم قال حدثنا محمد بن زياد عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه. As you notice, the chain of narration is exactly the same. All right. عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال قال الله تعالى للنفس. This is supposed to be للنفس, not للنفس. All right, للنفس. All right. Why? Because a nafas, it means what? You're breathing. But the nafs is the actual, the ruh, the soul. And this is talking about the soul. It's not talking about the breathing. So change that to للنفس. It says here للنفس. That's not correct. قال الله تعالى للنفس اخرجي. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the time of death tells the soul, come out. Commands it to come out. قالت لا أخرج إلا كارها. That I'm not coming out except for with a dislike of coming out. Like, not because it wants to, but because it wants to remain in the body. Huh? No, this is at the time of death. No, this is for everybody. Everybody. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to command the soul to come out, and the soul is going to say, لا أخرج إلا كارها. But why? Why is it going to say that? Huh? No. No, because if the malaika come there and give you bushra, why would the soul come out with fear? You already know at the time of your death what you're going to. You're going to the mercy of Allah, you're going to the punishment, right there at the time of your death. before you take that last breath, you're gonna know. So,
يعني كان قولك يعني مثلا أظن الضغط بأنه كافر يعني يرفض أن يخرج يعني الملائكة يحاول يخرج
no. That's not because of that. All right, they said لأنها ألفت. This is, I'm just لأنها ألفت الجسد واشتدت محاجتها له فلا تخرج إلى كارهة لفراقه. Because of the soul being so long inside of the body, that the body that has become accustomed and just like, you know, when you stay in a house for a long time, even though you have an opportunity to get a better house, you don't want to leave this house because you've been in there for so long, and it's such a, you know, even though everything's wrong with the house, right? But you know, you just don't want to leave it because this is the house that you know, this is the house that you become at ease with and comfortable with. Yeah, so the soul is similar to that with the body. It doesn't want to leave. It wants to stay like, hey, I got comfortable inside of this thing. You know, me and him, you know, me and this body, you know, we've been doing this and doing that, so I don't want to leave now. So he said, like, لا أخرج إلى كارهة, you know, of like separating from the body. So that's the meaning. The hadith is sahih. Well, obviously the hadith is sahih because it's one hadith. You see the chain of narration for this. So there's no way that this hadith is going to be sahih and this hadith is going to be like, you know, munkar or something like that, because obviously it's the same chain of narration and it's the same hadith. Like I said, in this case, this hadith has no connection to the chapter other than the fact that, and Allah knows best, that Al-Imam al-Bukhari, rahimahullah, wanted to show that it's one hadith, and Allah knows best. Questions? You might have to get another question reader today. Because it doesn't look like Hamza is going to be on the ball, man.
I'm hanging in there. He was in and out though. But MA says, how come the Imam at the Kaaba leads the Salah behind the people?
You know what? I have never seen the Imam at the Kaaba as many times. And I prayed behind him before, but I don't know where he was at.
He doesn't. He's usually around the stair area, and the road is circular, so depending on how you see it, it may look like he's behind the first row, but he's not. But when they call the Iqamah, wherever everybody is standing, when they call the Iqamah, they stop right wherever they are, and then they just kind of straighten out the line.
He knows better because he spent way longer being able to go there legally than me. So, every time I went to Mecca, boy, I had to sneak into Mecca, man. I'm like, I'm going to jail today, man. So,
I went at it with the officers over there.
huh?
I went at it with the officers, and they didn't ask me if I'm here legally.
You can't mess around with them, man. No, there's times that they just start scooping people up, especially when it gets closer to Hajj, because they want everybody out. So you start running your mouth to them, yeah, they will deport you quicker than you can blink your eyes.
As soon as we salam out, you can get up and the tawaf takes right back off immediately. Get up, the one that's running, run, and the one that's been walking. It happens.
Because the only time that I've ever seen the Imam in the Haram was in Dhuhr, and this was in one of the, I guess you could say like the off season, when there's only like about maybe 100 people praying there. Like, so we prayed like everybody's praying right in front of the Kaaba. So the Imam was right there. But that was like, I don't know. So I don't know where he normally prays. Like when we went in Ramadan, you're not gonna see the Imam because you're 50, 60, 70, 100 rows back. You'd be happy to see the Kaaba in Ramadan.
Even in winter.
Huh?
Even in winter.
Oh no, it's the different times. It's the periods of time when school lets out. So once they take the midterm exams in Sardiya, everybody, all the teachers, students, everybody, they go to Mecca. Everybody. And then they come back. So at that time, you don't want to go there. That's when it's going to be packed. And then when they go back to school, that's when it mellows out again. And then again, when they take the final exams, and then now it's because first off Ramadan, because now Ramadan is before the final exams. But then once they take the final exams and the summer starts, forget it. So, and of course Hajj now is around that time. So yeah, you can forget it, man. You got to catch those times, like right when the school year starts. If you go there, it's pretty empty. That's the best time. That's the best time to go.
The same question I said, ruling on multiple umrahs in one trip if one goes to the appropriate miqat to start.
I mean, you could do as many umrahs as you want, but that's not what the sunnah is, you know. Go and make one. I mean, you make the trip, you make one. You go to Mecca, you make one umrah. You can sit there and do an umrah every single day if you want to.
Maybe depends on how much hair you have too. Because at the end, you're gonna, if you're gonna do it again and again, you're only gonna trim, enough off over the whole head so that you can, do it again.
I mean, when we look at like the actions of the Prophet, the actions of the Sahaba, they went there and they did one. They just did it and they did their thing and they left because they were still under Hijrah, so they didn't stay there for that long anyways. So like when once the Hajj is finished, go back to Medina. That's it. So
When I was on the group trip, a lot of them would be like, I need to make one for my mom, and for my dad. And I'm like, oh, I can make dua for them. Like, make dua and tahajjud. It's better than
I make the dua for them when you're doing tawaf. You're going and doing tawaf for your own umrah, make dua for them.
During the tawaf, every time we stop, and then we get behind Maqam Ibrahim.
Yeah, because when I made umrah with them, I was with Mujahid. Saif was with the two other Yemeni brothers that we were with. So I was with Mujahid, man. Mujahid's like, Father, like, shut up, make dua for your mother. You know what I'm saying? It's like the whole time we're like doing tawaf. Shut up, make dua for your mother. Like the whole time. Like he just kept trying to talk. I'm like, nah, man, be quiet, make dua for your mother. I don't know about Saif, I don't know what you did, because we didn't catch up until like Safa wal Marwa, right? Oh man, that killed Mujahid, boy. Like, come on, man, we got 3 more to go, Mujahid. I can't take it no more. He had to keep sitting down. I'm like, come on, man, we can make it. Go ahead, more questions. Go ahead. I'm in a hurry today.
And then Muslimin Alhamdulillah says, if the book has a grammar mistake,
Yeah.
I'm just a little tired, sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
If the book has a grammar mistake, should we fix it?
Yeah, of course.
I feel like I'm in an oven, that's fine.
This is an oven, man. It was 96. What was the temperature when we got in the masjid? It was hot, actually. It's just now starting to cool off right now. It was at least 95, 96 degrees.
هذا واحد سائل يسلي الصورة مع وجه في الصورة ويقول هل هذا قزح بس لكن الصورة والصور حرام أرويك ولا؟
Look at it now. Who's here? Daniel's here.
Oh no, it's not قزح. Hamid, no, it's not قزح.
Oh, that's Hamid. Hamid, your donut question. Somebody thought you were joking. We're not going to say any names. Yeah, I'm going to get you back for that yesterday. Food Max is over there. All right, thank Yeah, because I had to go back.
Do you know what happened?
I was saying that a brother went overseas to go do something, and he said, fornicate. I'm like, what would he have to go to overseas to fornicate? He can go to, and I pointed that way. I said, he can go to Food Max and fornicate. He doesn't need to go to another country to do that. But he's like, Food Max is over there. Like, dude, I know where Food Max is. It's by, never mind. It's over there, I know. Come on. It's a place we go to all the time for shopping. So, the donut question, right? So that's, so, he bought one donut, they gave him 3. Now, the issue is, did the guy give it to him as a gift? Or did the guy just make a mistake? Either way, it's not permissible because the guy doesn't have the authority to give you food that doesn't belong to him. Unless he's gonna pay for it. Like if you come to the restaurant, I'm working at the restaurant. The restaurant's not my restaurant. I can understand his scenario. The restaurant belongs to his father, right? So if his father complains, let's take the money, Khalas, we'll pay for it. It's not a problem, right? But that restaurant doesn't belong to you.
But I have the green light.
Huh?
I had the green light to do whatever I wanted to.
But regardless, your father, right? What we're talking about now, you're working for some corporate, whatever. That's their food, their restaurant. You are a worker. You're being paid to do a job. You don't have the permission to just take food and just hand it out for free. You understand? You signed a contract, you have rules that you have to obey, and you have to follow those guidelines. You know, even if they say, hey, you have to throw the food outside, you throw the food out, but, you know, to be smart about it, put it in a clean bag and tell somebody, hey, man, we're going to throw this food out, go out there and get that and hand it out to the poor people so it doesn't get wasted. But you have to at least fulfill that part of your contract. But as far as handing out food for free, you don't have that. They didn't give you that, you know, permission. So it's not permissible for him to do that anyways. So if you know that the person did it, you know, you go back. Well, his issue is that he got so far. I think Hamid lives in New York, and obviously if you leave Subway and then go somewhere else, it's gonna be not that easy to go back and you know, solve that issue. But for now on out, like whenever you do, you see that, like, check the food right away. It happened with us over here at the restaurant, where when we, you know, I was trying to explain something to Hamza, and Hamza was telling them, and they ended up giving us more than what we paid for. And I went to the girl that was working the cashier, and I said, you know, you gave us this, and it was we didn't pay for this. This was an accident. You didn't understand, my friend. And she said, oh, no problem, keep it. I said, no, that is a problem. I'm going to pay you for it. Ring it up. Because, again, she doesn't have the permission to just give you food. You know, so no, you're not partaking in that. You know, you want to make sure everything, all your transactions are halal. So just next time, inshallah, I mean, obviously in this type of scenario, you can't really do much because you're already too far away. It's too difficult. And you can't just go to another Dunkin' Donuts and say, hey, I went to this Dunkin' Donuts, because they're franchises. You know, they're not the same thing. So this franchise is owned by this person, that franchise is owned by another person. So there's not much you can do about it, but just next time, just check the food. Make sure that you got exactly what you paid for, and khalas, and then just leave. So that way you can solve all that before you leave. And if the guy says, oh, no, it's okay, just keep it. No, it's not okay. Bring it up. You know, I'm not going to go on the day of judgment and answer and taking nothing from no kafir. You know, because again, it's not his responsibility. You're taking something from somebody else, which is the corporation. Forget that. I'm paying for that. You know, I'm not answering for none of this stuff, inshallah. So that's your, inshallah, donut answer.
Anonymous says, what about the literal meaning of the hadith as we see it translated in English, La shakar Allah?
Huh?
What about the literal meaning of the hadith as we see it translated in English, La shakar Allah?
What do you mean? That's not a translation, that's Arabic.
Just reading how it says.
No, there's different narrations. You know, so the meaning is all those different narrations is the same. الذي لا يشكر الناس لا يشكر الله. لا يوفق لشكر
I
الله.
feel so much better.
Hmm?
Feel so much better. I don't know.
Drink some water. What else?
Muslimin.
I ain't shy every time.
If one does
Like my cat at the house now. Because of Suleiman. My cat's got PTSD. So now, Hamza, you know, Suleiman came through there with the weed whacker. Now the cat's never been the same. Like, Suleiman, what'd you do to my cat?
If one does a public sin besides repenting from the sin, do they have to repent for sinning publicly?
You don't, I mean, nah. But what's the sin, though?
I don't know.
If it's just a sin that you did publicly, you don't have to. No, you go and you make tawbah to Allah. I don't know what you are. You go and make. The only time that you have to go out to the public and make tawbah public is when you, like, for example,
Spreading false information.
yeah, you spread something that was false and you said something was wrong. So in this case, once you've spread something and it's gone to other people, you just can't go home and say, I make tawbah. No, you can't just make tawbah because you've spread your falsehood to other people. So you have to now go out to the people and tell them, hey, what I said was wrong. Don't take it. It was wrong information. And then you tell them, tarajat. I've gone back on it and I'm wrong. And let them know. You know, so,
Like the one who made the Ash'ari madhab.
huh?
Like the one who made the Ash'ari
Yeah, he
madhab.
made Tawbah from it.
Same questioner says, if no one is really asking questions, is it allowed to still ask questions if it's not immediately
nobody's
back to
what?
back? If no one is really asking questions, is it allowed to still ask questions if it's not immediately back to back?
You can ask questions if you have a valid question. But don't do like taklif and like, oh my God, nobody's asking a question. Let me just think of a question to ask, you know?
Got a total question right here.
Oh, what's up?
Same question he was asking, if we done something, he said, go to the people, and,
No, I'm saying if you spread it.
Like, I was talking to somebody, and you go tell, you have something about.
No, if you backbid somebody and slander somebody, you don't have to go to the person.
If you spread something about something.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
to the
You
people,
tell
to the
that
people.
person and that person and that person, and it
No.
spreads to everybody.
Yeah, if you went out and said like publicly, Hamza, Kether, don't talk to him, don't listen to him, don't do nothing, and then you find out that your information that you base all this off is wrong, and you've already told the people, then you have to go out and fix that with the people. You can't just sit at home and make Tawbah. You've oppressed him, you've oppressed the people, you've oppressed everybody, you know?
You owe him an apology, and you have to fix it with the people.
Yeah,
Then you make total.
yeah.
What about the people who don't think you did nothing wrong? What about some
It
of the
doesn't care. It
people
doesn't matter. They don't think you did anything wrong because they agree with you. And if they agree with you, that means that they're going to do the same thing that you did. And when they do the same thing that you did, now you're going to get the sin for what you did and for what they do.
Compound.
Because they're the ones, yeah,
It's a compound.
yeah, because they followed you. وَمَنْ سَنَّ فِي الْإِسْلَامِ سُنَّةً سَيِّئَةً. And whoever does a sunnah, whoever does any, like a path that does an action, sunnah سيئة فله وزرها ووزر من عمل بها ولا ينقص من أوزارهم شيئا. So whoever starts a sunnah سيئة, that means he starts a new action, a new tradition amongst the people. You know, that's sayyah, that's from sins, that's from goes against this deen. Then he gets the sin for doing it, and he gets the sin for every single person that acts on him teaching the people that, you know, and that doesn't deplete from what they do, you know.
Instead of going from one person to another, can you do it publicly?
What are you talking about?
Like, tell people publicly what
If you did it publicly, you do it publicly.
They spread wide like that, then yeah.
I mean, you get up on the minbar and you speak about somebody, you do something like that, you get up and you do it publicly. Yeah. You know, that's that, you know.
Sweet.
Because this issue came up the other day.
You wanna go in and out?
This issue came up this was the issue that came up the other day. The issue was about that, the guy, what's his name? No, Kareem Abu Zayd.
What's up?
The guy that's the head of the AIM. He went and he was the one that posted on the thing that we should put all our differences aside and we should align with the Rafidah and all. Yeah, he got slammed. So he took it down right away. Right? He took it down. And then, you know, and then that's why I was telling the brothers, because they said he took it down. I said, I don't care if he took it down. Did he explain why he took it down? Did he explain the falsehood of what he just said? If he doesn't explain that, then khalas, there's no tawbah for that. That's not tawbah, to take it down. Because the people have already screenshotted it. The people are already spreading it. Daniel screenshotted it and Daniel posted it on his Telegram, on his Twitter account. Because a brother sent me that, like the screenshot. This is how I found out about it, because somebody sent me the screenshot of Daniel's Twitter. Sent it to me. And it was Kareem Abu Zayd posting this stuff. So then he goes back and then he makes a bayan and he says, oh, you know, I took it down and I recant what I said previously because I think the reader wouldn't understand what I meant. Yeah, now you're going to blame the reader. Is there no accountability amongst the so-called leadership of Muslims in America? This is not Tawbah. Tawbah is I was wrong. This is wrong. This is a qaida from the Ikhwani Muslimin. This is batil. This is batil. We do not Do not ally with the enemies of Allah for any purpose. We would rather die, every single one, from the first of us to the last amongst us, die on the Sunnah, die on Tawheed, than to ally with these, wallahi, sarasir, wal kilab. They're sitting there like Yusubbun the Sahaba. They insult the Sahaba. They sit there and say what they say about Aisha radiallahu anha. They say what they say about Jibril. And if the people just took what they say about Jibril.
They say that he was drunk.
Yeah, he's drunk and he went to the wrong person, even though Ali was a young child at the time. You know, the type of foolishness that they say, and you sit here and try to say that, wallahi, we should ally with these types of people. Wallahi, taqillah, ya Kareem Abu Zayd. Like I said, that's wallahi, laysa bi kalam al-kareem, hada kalam al-la'im. You know, and wallahi, if you don't make taraji from that, wallahi, you're not Kareem. You're not Kareem, wallahi, la'im Abu Zayd, wallahi, you keep saying this foolishness. We do not ally with the Rafidah. We don't ally with the Adab Deen. These are the people that killed it, because he doesn't live through that. He's over there in Colorado living the good life, while we were in Yemen having to go through all the atrocities that we had to go through because of these Rafidah. And then you're going to come up and sit there and say that stuff. How many brothers got killed? How many women got killed? How many young children got raped, akhi? And you want to sit here and talk about we should ally with them. Wallahi, one of the students of knowledge, they kidnapped his 12-year-old son and raped the boy for weeks, akhi. The boy couldn't even sit down. He had to go to the hospital because of what they did to him. You're going to sit here and talk about we should ally with them. Wallahi, taqillah, ya akhi. Wallahi, taqillah. You have no, wallahi, you should not be teaching this deen in America. Go back to managing hotels, ya Kareem. Wallahi, go back to managing hotels. That's what you studied in Egypt. That's what you need to do. Sit here and talk about we need to ally with these people. Wallahi, you see the videos of them ripping the beards out of the Sunnis, ripping the beards out by their hands and all the stuff, and making them bow down to like pictures of Bashar al-Assad and all these types of, because they're all affiliated. They're all Shia. They're all, Bataniyah. And you're going to sit here and say this foolishness, akhi. Wallahi, taqillah. Wallahi, taqillah. Wallahi, until you go through what we had to go through and what we've seen and all the atrocities, maybe once you go through all that, maybe you start to change your fatwa, which you shouldn't be given in the first place. Ikhwani, wallahi, ikhwani. Go ahead.
Now, when somebody does something publicly like that and doesn't make Tawbah, we also cannot take anything from that person.
Yeah, well, when he tries to make Tawbah and blames the reader.
You can't take deen from them, you can't take fatwas from them, you can't take anything from them until the Tawbah is.
Nobody should take anything from him. The only thing that you should take from him is to learn hospitality. But he's probably not good at that either. Subhanallah. Allahumma musta'an. Today, I think we should stop the questions now. Let's go to the book. I'll come back to the questions when I calm down. But actually, this ain't going to make me calm down. Huh?
No, I was just thinking about Imam al-Baghawi.
All right, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. قال الإمام الآجوري رحمه الله تعالى. So on number 4, حدثنا. You there? Where's your book at?
It's about to sneeze. It's right here.
Well, yeah, I told him, but he's got to tell you. Because I told him, I said the plan was to take Kitab Tawheed today. But I didn't think that I was going to stay up all night because of orange flavored Doritos, So, and then I was so tired today. I couldn't, so I said, look, whenever we take Sharia, one day we're going to do Kitab Tawheed on the opposite day. So I said, we'll just go ahead and take Sharia tonight, and then we'll take Bulugh al-Maram tomorrow. But he didn't tell you. Shame on him.
Oh, sorry.
All right, so number 4, حدثنا أبو بكر عمر بن سعيد القراطيسي قال أنبأنا أحمد بن منصور الرمادي قال حدثنا أبو صالح عبد الله بن صالح فيه ضعف ليس ضعف شديد. Some of the people accepted this hadith because he was thabit bil kitab. All right, whenever he wrote things, he was very strong, and if he narrated from the writing, but other people, because they didn't know, obviously, if he was narrating from his memory or from his writing, so some people rejected his hadith, other people accepted it. So his dhaf is not severe. All right. حدثني معاوية ابن صالح عن علي بن أبي طلحة عن ابن عباس. So علي بن أبي طلحة عن ابن عباس فيه انقطاع. What does that mean? What does that mean? Ali ibn Abi Talha and Ibn Abbas fihi inqita'. What is that?
Cut in the chain.
Alright, how? What does that mean?
Sorry, I need a napkin.
Huh? Alright, inqita' means that Ali ibn Abi Talha, he didn't hear hadith from Ibn Abbas. So he's narrating from Ibn Abbas, and then he actually narrated all the narrations from a middleman, from another person. But then when he said what the hadith was, he just narrated it directly from Ibn Abbas. So being that we don't know who he got it from Ibn Abbas, so the hadith, this chain of narration is munqata'. All right. All right, so after that, all right, but the meaning, like, so this is not authentic, what was being said here by Ibn Abbas, but the meaning is definitely true. All right, so عن ابن عباس رضي الله عنهما في قوله عز وجل إن الذين فرقوا دينهم وكانوا شيعا. All right, so إن الذين فرقوا دينهم. من الذي فرق دينه? Who is the one that caused the differing and the division in the deen? Who is the person? Huh? What? No, you're being too specific. Because what about us, amongst us? Who causes it?
People that follow their desires.
Yeah, the people that reject the haqq. When the truth comes to them, they decide, like, that sounds all good, but I'm going to go with this. They want to follow their desires. They don't want to follow the truth. So once the Quran and the Sunnah has been shown to them, and the evidence has been shown to them, they still decide that they're not going to follow the Quran and the Sunnah, that they're going to follow whatever it is that they want to follow. So they're the ones that cause the tafriqah and the division amongst the people. All right. Said, so, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ فَرَّقُوا دِينَهُمْ وَكَانُوا شِيَعًا. What does this word shi'a mean? It's the plural form of what?
Sex.
Huh?
Sex. No, sex. No. S-E-C-T-S. That's what I meant.
No, it does not mean that. No, the word shi'a is the plural form of what word?
No, not sure. Sorry.
Does it mean like a group?
No, but Shia is the plural form of Shia. Shia. All right, Shi'atun. Shia is a firqa. All right, or a ta'ifa. So they caused division amongst the deen, in the deen, and they became what? Shia, different groups and different tawa'if. Each person, like, كل حزب بما لديهم فرحون. Each party amongst them with what they have, proud and boastful about it, right? Then he said, وَقَوْلُهُ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ تَفَرَّقُوا وَاخْتَلَفُوا. And don't be like those that went before, الَّذِينَ تَفَرَّقُوا وَاخْتَلَفُوا. So they became divided amongst each other, وَاخْتَلَفُوا, and they differed amongst each other. And obviously the ones that came before us that did this are the Jews and the Christians. The Jews and the Christians. Alright. وَقَوْلُهُ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ فِي قُلُوبِهِمْ زَيْغٌ فَيَتَّبِعُونَ مَا تَشَابَهَ مِنْهُ ابْتِغَاءَ الْفِتْنَةِ وَابْتِغَاءَ تَأْوِيلِهِ. Here it cuts off, right? It doesn't say وَابْتِغَاءَ تَأْوِيلِهِ. Alright, but I just added that because it's a part of this ayah. Alright, so he said, فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ فِي قُلُوبِهِمْ زَيْغٌ. And as far as those that have in their hearts a zayg. What is a zayg?
Yeah. Like things you hold against it.
Bold?
No.
Karaha.
No. Zayg is a dalala. A dalala. They have misguidance and deviance in their hearts. Because again, they don't want the sabil al-rushd. They see the sabil al-rushd, what? لا يتخذوه سبيلا. وإن يروا سبيل الغي, what? يتخذوه سبيلا. So these are those people. They have that zayg, they have that misguidance. No matter what you tell them, if they have two choices to follow the sunnah and follow their desires or follow somebody else's desires, they're going to go with the desires. That's what they are. They're the people of desires, the people of misguidance, and the people of deviance. So he said, فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ فِي قُلُوبِهِمْ زَيْغٌ فَيَتَّبِعُونَ مَا تَشَابَهَ مِنْهُ. So they follow what? Do they follow the muhkam? The clear, very this is it. This is the path that you have to follow. No. They follow ma tashabaha minhu. Why do they follow this? Why do they choose to follow this and leave off the muhkam?
If it's your ta'wil,
But we'll get there, but so according to Ibn Kathir, right? Oh, go ahead. No,
No, go ahead.
we'll see what go ahead, say. Because then you can see what you say, and if it agrees with this, inshallah.
I believe because follow their own desire, their own desire, it allows them to hold, to maintain their position, their authority, and their status in the
You
over
know,
the people.
you're right there. Like you got like a good part of it. You definitely, you're right there with the answer though. Right there. So Ibn Kathir, rahimahullah, he said, فَيَتَّبِعُونَ مَا تَشَابَهَ مِنْهُ أي إِنَّمَا يَأْخُذُونَ مِنْهُ الْمُتَشَابِهِ. They only take from the Quran the mutashabih. They don't want to take the surah. And this is from the sunnah too. You see them when they go through the sunnah, they cherry pick things that they can use and what. And this is what he says. المتشابه الذي يمكنهم أن يحرفوه إلى مقاصدهم الفاسدة وينزلوه عليها. So what does that mean? He said that they only take from this mutashabih. These are the things that need explanation. They need, and this is for the ulama. Like the ulama, they come and they know these things and they teach them to the people and explain them and clarify them to the people. It's not for a jahil, ignorant person to come here and start using these ayat and start explaining to them because they give their own what? Their own interpretation. And that's what he says, إِنَّمَا يَأْخُذُونَ مِنْهُ الْمُتَشَابِهِ. So they only take the mutashabih. Why? Because it gives them the ability to twist it, to change it. To what? يُحَرِّفُوهُ إِلَى مَقَاصِدِهِمْ الْفَاسِدَةِ. The maqasidihim and إِلَى مَقَاصِدِهِم it means what? Like their objective. Like they're trying to get to like their objective. I want to make khuruj on the wali al-amr. So any khawarij, any of the khawarij, right? So now I'm going to ignore all of these ahadith and the ayat and ahadith about obedience to the wali al-amr, and I'm going to find this one hadith that I can use and I can twist it and I can make the people see it's permissible. So I can get to my objective of what? Getting the people riled up with me so we can go out, I can send them out as cannon fodder to do what I want them to do, and then I can go ahead and I can take the authority after everybody's been killed and the government collapses and, so Allahumma musta'an. So this is what they do. They do it for their maqasid, for their objectives, to achieve their objectives. Al-fasida, they're corrupt objectives. وَيُنزِلُوهُ عَلَيْهَا. And they bring it down to that level of what they understand. This is what it's about. This is what Allah meant when He said this. And they bring it to what? To their understanding. And this is what they teach to the people. So this all for that purpose. And after that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, He said, إِبْتِغَاءَ الْفِتْنَةِ. Alright. إِبْتِغَاءَ الْفِتْنَةِ. So Ibn Kathir, he also said about that, أي إضلال ليتبعهم إيهاما لهم أنهم يحتجون على بدعتهم بالقرآن. So the whole purpose of what they do is to lead their followers astray. إضلال ليتبعهم. So their followers, right? إيهاما لهم. إيهاما, what does that mean?
Deluding them?
Iham is like it's sort of like when it's like I don't want to.
Mesmerizing them with his speech?
No, it's kind of like giving them the assumption of something. Yeah, that's probably the best word for it. All right, because it comes from the word waham, and then it comes from ohama. So waham is what?
You say زخرف القول غرورا. Could you say that? Could that be an interpretation?
Yeah, but I mean, they speak in good word, but that's the way that they talk. They use these real articulate, these like this real fancy speech just to lead the people astray. But in this case, he's taking the adillah, he's taking the Quran and the Sunnah, but he's twisting it. He's twisting them in the understanding because he's only taking from the mutashabih. He's not taking from the muhkam. We have the muhkam. The Prophet ﷺ made this haram, clearly, but he doesn't want to take that because that's against his objectives. So he goes to these other unclear hadith that need explanation from the ulama, and he twists them. to lead his people, to lead the people astray, to fulfill his objectives, and what? And ihaman lahum. So make them under the assumption that because he's using the Quran, that he's bringing the evidence from what? From the Quran, because they're going to hear the ayat being quoted. They don't know that this interpretation just came out of like some other part of his body. You know, they don't know where he pulled this interpretation out of, but we know where they do. We know where they pull it out of.
Sound like these notorious YouTubers.
They hide that interpretation right where they hide them cell phones in prison, Akhi. So how you get a cell phone in prison? How do you get this interpretation to the people?
In the hard way.
Yeah, hiding it in the same place and pulling it out of the same place. So he said, "Ibtigha al-fitna wa ibtigha ta'wili." So ibtigha ta'wil, obviously ta'wil, it means what? It means interpretation, but here it means ay tahrifuhu ala ma yuridun. So they twist the meaning to fit what they want it to mean, not what it's supposed, not what Allah meant when He sent it down, or not what the Prophet ﷺ meant when he said what he said. So this is what Allah said, and we go back to the Quran and the Sunnah. We go back to the Quran to understand because why? Because the first of all tafsir is what? The Quran bil Quran. That's the first thing that you do before you go back to the Sunnah, is that you see that the ayat was explained in another ayat. So that's the very first thing we do. And then the second thing, we go back to the Sunnah. Then we go back to the statements of the Sahaba, the Tabi'een, and then we go back to the Arabic language. But we don't go back to an interpretation of some guy on Twitter. In Houston, Texas, that never prays in the masjid.
Pikachu.
So Allahumma stam, Pikachu.
Pikachu.
Pikachu. Man, we're gonna get this thing. We got Facebook and YouTube. Yeah. He's because he's sick, He's not in his right state of mind.
Yeah.
This what disclaimer you said, or?
Disclaimer.
All right. So he said. After that, he said, وَقَوْلُهُ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ فَتَقَطَّعُوا أَمْرَهُمْ بَيْنَهُمْ زُبُرًا. All right, فَتَقَطَّعُوا أَمْرَهُم. تَقَطَّعُوا أَمْرَهُمْ دِينَهُم. تَقَطَّعُوا. What? They just broke it up and divided it. And he said, بَيْنَهُمْ what? زُبُرًا. زُبُرًا means what? According to Imam al-Tabari, it means kutuba. So it means books. So what does that mean? That they divided their deen up into books. What does this mean? Kutuba. There's each group now. They have their own book that they follow. So
they offer their own secular belief system through their own books. So they have the Quran and the Hadith, and only present their.
Well, if you look at the Jews, right? So the Jews got the Torah, but then Isa alayhi salam came with the Injil. Did the Jews accept the Injil?
No.
They rejected it. So they kept their own book. They said, no, we're not going to accept this that came to Isa. We're going to continue judging by our book, even though their book is mansukh. It's abrogated. So, and then after that, it's not question time. It's question and answer. I'm asking the questions now. All right. So he said what? And then after that, then the Christians now, they were Jews. Because it's Bani Israel. That the message came to Bani Israel amongst Isa alayhi salam. It wasn't Christians. But, this is what Allah calls them, the Quran, the Nasara, right? Because once it went through the Romans and everything, and this was up to the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they took the what? They took the Injil, which is Muharrafa, which has been changed. Then Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came with the Quran. Did they accept it? No. They said, we're going to keep our book, and we're going to continue to judge by our book. So each one they broke their deen up into like different fiqh. Each one has his own book that he's going to stay with this book. But the final revelation, they all reject it. So the Jews reject the Injil and they reject the Quran. The Christians they'll take the Torah, but they reject the Quran. And the Muslims are the only ones that accept all the books, but not as a hukum. We accepted every book that came down. It came down from Allah, but they're all what? They're all abrogated, all mansukh. You don't judge by these books anymore. The only thing that's judgment is by the Quran.
Allah said in Surah Al-Baqarah, وَقَالَتِ الْيَهُودُ لَيْسَتِ النَّصَارَى عَلَى شَيْءٍ وَقَالَتِ النَّصَارَى لَيْسَتِ الْيَهُودُ عَلى شَيْءٍ وَهُمْ يَتْلُونَ الْكِتَابَ. So can you explain that?
Yeah, they read the book that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent down to them.
No, of course, but saying that the Jews, they said that the Nasara, they're not, the Jews said the Christians, they're not.
I know what they said in Surah Al-Baqarah, yeah.
Well, what do they mean by saying that?
They read the revelation. They got the revelation from Allah to that prophet, and they got the revelation to Allah to that prophet. They both read the book, but then they keep different because each one wants to be like, this is what I'm on, and you're on Dalala. This one says, no, this is correct, and you're on Dalala. Each one wants to sit there, and this again, tafsir of that. You know, so they broke off into different groups, each one wanting to follow his own book, and seeing that the other person that's following that book is what? All misguidance. And they all can come together to agree one thing. What? We're not going to accept what the Muslims come with. You know, so like even the Jews and Christians who actually really hate each other. They really, really hate each other, and they fought each other. The Christians were killing the Jews for hundreds, for centuries, actually. For centuries. Throughout the Roman Empire, they were killing them. Yeah. But, and you see what happens. But still, they'll come together for the purpose of getting rid of Muslims. But they themselves are they're enemies of each other. Huh? Go ahead.
Oh, no. I've been ready.
No, but that's if he wants to leave the class, though. He doesn't get to sit in the class much, though.
What is abrogated?
Abrogated, it means like it's no longer fit to be used.
The ruling
ruling
followed
is-
up.
I mean, it's voided.
Yeah, it's voided, yeah. That's
Oh.
yeah. So after that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after that, he said what?
You really? We are.
You gotta
Alright.
take them.
You coming?
Nope.
Come on,
Nope.
please. Close enough. No, I said close.
فَتَقَطَّعُوا أَمْرَهُمْ بَيْنَهُم زُبُرًا. Alright, so we did that. وَقَوْلُهُ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ وَقَالَ نَزَّلَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي الْكِتَابِ أَنْ إِذَا سَمِعْتُمْ آيَاتِ اللَّهِ. Oh, I want to wait till he gets.
SubhanAllah, I literally quoted that verse to you on the phone the other day. You remember?
What? See if what was your question?
Oh, no, about Christianity and Jews.
No, we're not turning this to the topic of Christianity and Jews. We don't care about that. This is just the tafsir of the ayah. That's it. I'm not going to sit here and talk about them. We talk about the truth, which is Quran and Sunnah. That's it. If you want to go learn about them, you got to go to Ahmadiyyat or something like that.
Jesus, they call him Jesus, but that's not even the thing. He was a Jew.
No, he wasn't a Jew. He was Bani Israel. It's a big difference. He's a Muslim.
Yeah, he was Muslim, and
He was Bani Israel.
He was an Israeli.
He's from the tribes of Israel. He's not a
he was a
Jew.
Yahudi.
He's from the tribes of Israel. From the sons of Yaqub. He's not from his lineage. He goes back to Yaqub.
Because Yahudi is a religion, but Banu Israel is a race.
He didn't follow that religion. He went against it. He went against the Jews. He's from Bani Israel, but he was not with the Jews. The Jews are the ones that conspired against him to have him killed. So no.
You know, like Allah said, وَقَوْلِهِمْ إِنَّا قَتَلْنَا الْمَسِيحَ عِيسَى بْنُ مَرْيَمَ وَقَوْلِهِم, who is him? You know, the ضمير, him. He's a, who is it?
Jesus was Arabic?
No. It's Aramaic,
Aramaic. He spoke Aramaic.
which is his sister. It's like almost Arabic. Like it wouldn't take a very long time for Arab to understand it, but the language is dead now. The language, the way that they spoke it in that time is dead. It's a dead language. And even Hebrew, the way that they spoke it in those days is dead. Look and see if there's any questions on that.
He looks like a break. I want to see if we could hear it. His voice is more louder than yours.
I don't know. And that's good.
Khawarij.
By the way, Zubur is a Zabur. A Zabur. A Zabur means kitab. So Zuburan and Kutuban is the plural form.
The person who asked about the publicly repenting, they said, I didn't mean publicly repent, but repent for sinning publicly.
Oh, you gotta repent for every sin. Repent for any sin, whether it's public, private, or anything. I mean, people can sin public, private, and they can sin within themselves. How can you sin within yourself?
You have hasad, like disease in the heart. Like
Well, that, yeah, and then Some people might sit back and imagine doing something with a, doing something from fawahish that's not permissible, and you're sinning because you open up the doors to zina, yeah. All right, so the next ayat. Is he back yet? Is he back? Walaikum salam. We held this for you.
MashaAllah.
So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَقَدْ نَزَّلَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي الْكِتَابِ أَنْ إِذَا سَمِعْتُمْ what did I write here? No, I got it. Because I'm reading from here. And سَمِعْتُمْ آيَاتِ اللَّهِ يُكْفَرُوا بِهَا وَيُسْتَحْزَأُوا بِهَا. What does that mean now? So let's look at that. So قَدْ نَزَّلَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي الْكِتَابِ. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that we sent down in the book فِي الْكِتَابِ أَنْ إِذَا سَمِعْتُمْ, that if you hear ayatillah, the verses or the signs of Allah, because ayat, it does not mean verse. All right, this is a mistranslation. A verse is for poetry, and a verse of poetry is bait abiyat. All right, so it's not bait, and we don't say verse because it's not poetry. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not send the messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam as a poet. He sent this as a revelation down. So ayat, it means a sign. A sign, that's what it means, alama. Ayat is an alama. So when we translate it, we don't translate it. We just say it's an ayah from the Quran. Ayah from the Quran. That's why you see in all the books that I wrote, I never translate the word ayah. I always what? I write it out in English. It's ayah from the Quran. We shouldn't translate this word. And definitely not say verse. It's not a verse from the Quran. It's not poetry.
We say passage number.
Huh?
We say like if we talk
Just
to a
say
non-Muslim.
ayah. I mean, we're Muslims. I think you need to learn this stuff. Arabic, again, these are terminologies that are in the Quran. It's an obligation upon the Muslims to know. We shouldn't be using these kuffar terminologies for our deen. It's an ayat, it's an ayat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called it an ayat, they call it an ayat. It's not that difficult. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said He's Allah. He's not God. He never called Himself God, so call Him Allah. It's not that difficult. It's in the Oxford Dictionary, the word Allah. You don't need to use the word God. Even these kuffar have accepted the word as meaning exactly what it's supposed to mean. Huh? Ilah is just is a God, anything is worshipped. Anything is worshipped. So it could be any God. But Allah is only for Allah. That's it. So these types of things we don't translate them. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said here, وَقَدْ نَزَّلَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي الْكِتَابِ أَنْ إِذَا سَمِعْتُمْ آيَاتِ اللَّهِ يُكْفَرُوا بِهَا, that if you hear the ayat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the ayat that He sent down, yukfaru biha, like it's disbelieved in. Like the people are saying about these ayat, statements of what? Statements of kufr, and changing it far, far out of what it's meant to be. وَيُسْتَحْزَأُوا بِهَا, or the people they take the ayats that Allah sent down and make a mockery and a joke out of them, and use it for joking and mockery. And He said, فَلَا تَقْعُدُوا مَعَهُمْ, then don't sit with them. If these are the types of people that you see, and you see them doing this, it's not permissible for you to remain in that majlis, in that sitting while they're doing this, unless you are able to change the situation. If you're that type of person where you can stand up and say ittaqullah, and then and then they start to they stop. If you can do that, then you remain.
Turn into an argument or a back and forth.
Yeah.
If you stand up and say it and ends it, then you have that authority.
Yeah. But if you don't have that authority, you get up and you leave. So He said, فَلَا تَقْعُدُوا مَعَهُمْ حَتَّى يَخُوضُوا فِي حَدِيثٍ غَيْرِ, and don't sit with them until they change their speech, until they begin going on a different topic, something that has nothing to do with what they were talking about. All right, إِنَّكُمْ إِذًا مِثْلُهُمْ. If you don't do this, if you remain sitting amongst these people that are talking this nonsense and talking this foolishness and praising kufr, praising the kuffar, and doing all this type of foolishness, then antum idhan mithluhum, then you are just like them. That you share the sin. You share it, even though you might in yourself be like, oh, that's wrong in your heart, but you share the sin because you're sitting there with them. You stand up and you leave. If the people start talking this nonsense, mumbo jumbo, foolishness about the deen, you get up and where's the door? Where's the door? I'm out. I'm leaving. All right. If you stay there, إِذَنْ مِثْلُهُمْ إِنَّ اللَّهَ جَامِعُ الْمُنَافِقِينَ وَالْكَافِرِينَ فِي جَهَنَّمَ جَمِيعًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to bring together all of the hypocrites and the kuffar into Jahannam all together. All together.
هذا بيطرح في الستاتيوز حق الواتساب
What's that?
ندخله يعني بس
Oh, you see my, subhanallah, on my WhatsApp, because I like to post ayat of the Quran, I put about the munafiqeen, إن المنافقين في الدرك الأسفل من النار فلن تجد لهم صيرا. And then Allah said in Surah At-Tawbah, وعد الله المنافقين والمنافقات والكفار نار جهنم خالدين فيها. It just happened that I posted it today.
Just give them to give the khutbah about that. Can't do it though, man.
Yes, I can.
No, I'm saying we can't do it. And I'll explain later, inshallah. Alright, so he said, after that, alright, after this ayah, he mentioned, he said, وَقَوْلُهُ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا السُّبُلَ فَتَفَرَّقَ بِكُمْ عَنْ سَبِيلِهِ. And don't follow those paths, because then you become what? You become divided and different from the sabil, from the path that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded you to follow. Alright, and we spoke about this previously. وقوله عز وجل no, I just read that. وقوله عز وجل أن أقيموا الدين ولا تتفرقوا فيه. To establish this deen and don't differ in it. So again, this deen and establishing this deen is not establishing it the way that we want to do it. Not the way our culture dictates it. Not the way that we learned from our fathers and our grandfathers and our forefathers. We have established this deen the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded us to establish it. The way that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the one that Allah sent, taught us to establish it. Nothing else. Nothing else. Anything that goes against that is rejected. It's gone. And again, just like we talked about last night, in the class last night, what did we say? Said that what? We don't change the deen to fit your culture and fit your life and fit your bad habits. You have to change yourself to come into this deen and fit the confines of this deen and work within the confines of this deen. It's not on this deen to change. It's on you to change.
ادخلوا في السلم كافة.
Yeah, ودخلوا في السلم كافة. It means like enter into Islam with your whole entire self. Don't just come here just doing it like, well, that's different, because here what the people are doing, they're not planning to come into Islam in their entire selves anyways, but they want to keep their culture. Like let me be a Muslim, but just let me be a drug dealer. Don't judge me, akhi. Now I'm gonna judge you, akhi, because it's haram. It's haram. Doing drugs, smoking weed, messing around with girls, doing all this type of stuff, selling liquor in the stores, selling lottery tickets, selling, porno magazines and all this type of stuff. It's haram.
Smoke shops.
And if you don't want the people to judge you, then stop doing the things that the people are judging you by. Stop doing it. Because we're judging you now. Or the ultimate judgment is coming after your death, akhi. If you can't handle the judgment of what you're getting from the people, then what do you think you're going to do when you have to stand before Rabbil Alameen on the day of judgment and have to answer for all those sins? Yeah, what?
I have a question about selling things. I was told by an email that you can separate halal from haram. You're selling.
Man, you know that's wrong, akhi. You know this.
No, like you can separate.
Once you said I heard from an imam, then you already know it's already about to be.
You can separate it, but you can purify it.
How do you purify it?
By putting it back into what is good.
No, it's never going to be purified. You can't take garbage and turn it into something beneficial. It's garbage. This is haram. It's batil. It's the worst of the worst. You can't take it and turn it into a hasanah. That's impossible.
So you have to donate it.
No, you can't donate anything. Haram money is not permissible to have. It should be destroyed. Yeah, so riba, interest, money that's been obtained by stealing, if you can't go back and give the money back to the person you stole from, you can't go donate with money that's haram. You're putting haram money into the masjid. How is that? Does that even make sense? The masjid uslisa ala taqwa. Uslisa ala taqwa. The ta'sis, the foundation of the Muslim, the masajid is on taqwa. Is on obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How are you going to take money that's haram and put it into the masjid? That doesn't work. Never.
What if they don't know if it's haram?
You just said that you knew it.
No, I mean, what if the one getting the money doesn't know that the money is...
The people that sell those haram things, their money is mukhtalat. So they got haram money, they got halal money. So For that, if they wanted to give charity to the masjid, they can give charity because their money's mixed. So you don't know whether it's from the halal or the haram. But if their money's all haram, you know, like smoke shop or a liquor store and these types of things, then cause no.
Someone gave me money, I didn't know that it was wrong. Would I be safe for it?
No.
If someone
It's wrong
steals,
for the person giving it. The other thing is, people who say these things are halal, what do they call themselves? An imam, a da'i, a
Translate.
sheikh, a mufti, or whatever they call themselves. As soon as they lie about this deen in any single thing, you no longer can take deen from them. If they tell you one thing, they lie on the law, lie on the Rasulullah, you cannot take deen from them no more. You can't take fatwa from them, you can't take nothing from them no more. That is not an imam, that's not a da'i, sheikh, whatever they call themselves. Once they lie about this deen we have, you can't take nothing from them no more.
so if someone steals money, but the person who got the money stolen from, let's say he dies, can the person who stole the money, can he just give the money back to the person's kids, or is that how?
Give it to his family.
Okay.
Go in to say, look, I apologize.
But if he,
They might kill him.
expiate that sin, he has to tell them that I'm the one that stole this and I didn't get a chance to give it back to your father, but here it is. He still he has to say that.
All right. I lost my whole train of thought.
لقد نزل علينا.
That's why, though, like, you know, I yell at him when he does that, and I'm going to yell at you. And same thing, like Hamza used to do that before. No, man, I'm in the middle of talking, man. Just sit there and wait till I'm done. Wait, be patient. All right. So, وَقَوْلُ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ أَنْ أَقِيمُوا الدِّينَ وَلَا تَتَفَرَّقُوا فِيهِ. So, establish this deen and don't divide, don't be, you know, divide each, you know, whatever. Don't differ amongst each other. قال ابن عباس رضي الله عنهما أمر الله عز وجل المؤمنين بالجماعة. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded the believers with what? Al-jama'ah. To be congregated, to be like all together. Now does this mean that what? Does this mean that you have to have a whole group or what? What's the statement? I'll give you the statement of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, which is authentic. You know the statement?
What's the first word?
If you didn't get it from the word jama'ah, I don't know where you're going to get it from. So,
I know the hadith, that's Allah.
no, this is that's Muawiyah. It's not Abdullah ibn Mas'ud.
Stay with the Jama'ah and don't be divided.
All right, so Abdullah ibn Mas'ud said, "Al-jama'ah ani ma wafaq al-haq wa walau kunta wahdak." All right, so al-jama'atu ma wafaq al-haq walau kunta wahdak. So it means that the jama'ah that is referred to is the people of the sunnah that what? That you know, that their statements and their actions, they what? They agree with the haqq, with the truth. وَلَوْ كُنْتَ وَحْدَكَ. Even if you are alone, even if you're the only person calling the people to this, then you're a jama'ah, then you are the jama'ah. So it doesn't have to be 15, 20, 30,000 people. You know, you call to the deen and you call to the haqq even if you're alone. All right. Y'all didn't write that down? Come on, man. That's worthy of memorization right here.
I did memorize when you were giving the khutbah. I memorized the statement of Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah. Ism Jabir, and then I was like, subhanAllah, now you were the one that got it wrong, and I got it.
Nah, because I wasn't planning to say that. It just came out, and then I was like, why am I saying this now? You know, it's like one of those things, you're in the middle of the khutbah and your mind starts, your tongue went faster than your mind. I'm like, what? Wait a second, why am I bringing this up? I'm not turning this into a lesson, it's a khutbah. Because then what happens is the khutbah ends up becoming too long. So I didn't mean to say that. That's why I was confused. I was like, then I had to like remember it and get it right, you know. All right, so what? قال عبد الله بن مسعود رضي الله عنه الجماعة ما وافق الحق ما وافق. Why aren't you writing? Come on, man, you know how to write Arabic now, man. I've just been teaching you. ما وافق الحق ولو كنت وحدك ولو كنت وحدك. Wallah, you can sit here and take all of these ayat right here, and you can make a whole entire khutbah just from these ayat right here, from the statement of Abdullah ibn Abbas. Even though like I said, the narration is not authentic, but everything here is true. Everything here is true. So الجماعة ما وافق الحق ولو كنت وحدك.
Got it.
So he said, أمر الله عز وجل المؤمنين بالجماعة. So the jama'ah is what? ما وافق الحق ولو كنت وحدك. There you go. Now you understand. It's what agrees with the truth, even if you're alone. Alright, he said, وَنَهَاهُمْ عَنِ الْاخْتِلَافِ وَالْفِرْقَةِ. And he prohibited them from what? From differing and dividing. وأخبرهم أنه إنما هلك من كان قبلهم بالمراء والخصومات في دين الله عز وجل. And he informed them that the people they were destroyed before because of the what? بالمراء. What is the mira'?
Your opinions.
No. No. And doubt, the shak. Because all of their foolishness, it starts with doubt. And they go to their desires, and then they follow. Well, mira'.
I have this in my notes from the last
Yeah.
class. Al-Mira. Right here. Al-Mira / Al-Shak. You know.
Yeah. I know we've already taken it before. Well, khusumat is the arguing. That they argue. Like I said, and I repeat this over and over and over again. Islam is not a subject for debate. We learn Islam to do what?
Hear and obey.
Yeah, to learn how to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the way that He commanded us to do it. That's what we're here for. We're not here to argue with this person and that person. And we're not here, look, this is the truth. If you agree with it, alhamdulillah. If you disagree with it, go over there and, I don't have to argue with you. I don't have to sit here and try to discuss it. It's not my job to convince you. Like some people say, okay, then convince me. Man, get out my face. I'm not put here to convince you. This is the truth. You're the one who's supposed to be searching for it. That's your job. That's, each person that has that obligation. That's an obligation upon every single Bani Adam. أَلَسْتُ بِرَبِّكُمْ وَإِيش قَالُوا بَلَا إيش شَهِدْنَا إيش شَهِدْنَا عَلَى أَنفُسِنَا. All of Bani Adam shahid when they're in the back of Adam alayhi salam. So this is a contract that's binding until the day of judgment. This is the ahad. You understand? So everybody from the children of Adam agreed, and this contract went into place. And that you said that what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's the Lord, and He's the one that we obey. So obey Him. It's your job. It's not my job to convince you. It's your job to go out and search for the truth. My job is to continue worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My responsibility is what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Qu anfusakum wa ahlikum naran. And that's what Allah told you. You save yourself and save your family from the fire. He didn't say save yourself and save that guy in Walmart. Save yourself and save that guy in Food Max over that way, and Walmart that way. Alright? Yes or no? Walmart, the closest one's on Ashland. Where's Ashland? That way, right?
Blackstone's over.
That way.
Yeah, see?
No, you're right. It is that way. Yeah.
But the closest Walmart to us, you're right, is the one in Kermit.
Yeah, exactly. It is that
That
way.
one is the closest to
So,
Oh, the one
You're
Blackstone.
right.
it's about the same distance.
No, that one's closer.
Kerman's not that far away.
I don't know.
And the Kerman Walmart is much better. But not on Sunday.
Yeah.
Do not go there on Sunday.
I already been there. I already been to that.
Huh?
Happens on Sunday.
No, Sunday when they get out of...
No, they go to church on Saturday.
Oh,
Saturday
Oh, you're
or
talking
Sunday,
about the Christian
both
one?
days.
just don't go there on the weekend, Akhi.
Catholics is Saturday and the Christians.
Oh, the annoying ones. Oh, well, they see me with earphones in, and I have a mean face on, and this one, this old black me. Can I tell you about Jesus? Like,
I'm not talking about that.
oh, what?
Man,
What's so funny?
Abdul Malik, explain to him what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
He's
the
talking
girls.
about Jehovah's Witnesses or something.
Yeah,
what
the
goes
actual
on
women.
in Kerman on Saturdays and Sundays?
The full dogs are out in full swing. All the models and the.
Oh, yeah, brother.
Because they're coming out of church in their best clothes,
And everything.
all their perfume, and they just, for some reason, they say, let's all go to Walmart today. So don't go there on Saturday and
They
Sunday.
run up on you like they're shopping. Okay?
That was the first time.
Shopping for stuff in the store, they shopping.
That was the first time that Robert took me out driving was on a Sunday.
Yeah.
He said, let's drive up to the Walmart and drive back. So we went up to the Walmart. I said, shoot, we're at the Walmart. Let me go ahead and get some things that we need from the house. And then we went in. Who was with me? It was just me and Robert. You weren't with me, right, the first time. No, it was just me and Robert. So we go in and go get some stuff. And I'm like, Robert, I really don't think this was a good idea, Robert. It's like you try to like avert your gaze from here and you get two here. You look over there, you got three there. You look down at the ground, you're gonna bump into one. It's like I was like, we gotta get up out of here, Robert. We gotta I said, we got water, let's go, let's leave. And that was whoa. I came home to my kids, I said, Baba needs a Mexican wife. That's the first. And I walked right into the room with them. I was like, man, I need to get a Mexican wife. I'm done, man, I'm done. Like that's it. I'm done. Along was done. We never went back. Every time that we went to the Walmart after that, the weekdays at 7 o'clock in the morning. Even now, that's when we go. Even now, when we go to Ashland, the same thing. 7 o'clock, we're like, come on, let's go. We leave right out of the masjid, straight to Walmart. We're not playing no games. All right. So anyways, sidetracked again. So he said, وَأَخْبَرَهُمْ أَنَّهُ إِشْ. Okay, we finished that, right? So there's the arguing, the debating. That's why we got sidetracked. Because I said, my job is not to convince some guy at Walmart, right? All right. You go to Walmart, then you get convinced by somebody else, though. So these types of things of arguing and debating, nah. The debating is permissible under one circumstance, and that's not a debate. This is a discussion. If it was, well, explain that though.
If you have the correct etiquette.
If the two people has hadith or ayat that they're presenting on the same issue to work out if one is abrogated or something like that.
And we have an agreement.
Yeah,
If you see that the haqq is with me,
yeah,
you accept it.
yeah,
And if I see that the haqq is with you,
yeah,
I'll accept it.
yeah.
That's it. If you're going to do that, then it's permissible to sit down and go back and forth and discuss in a peaceful manner, given the evidence. And once the evidence is made clear and you see what the truth is, you accept it. Then in that case, it's permissible. Other than that, no, not permissible.
What about the statement of Allah? وَلَا تُجَادِلُ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ إِلَّا بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ.
Yeah, you with the Ahl al-Kitab, the people that are trying to get to the truth. You got the Ahl al-Kitab, you know this guy, you go to some Jehovah's Witness and you want to sit there and try to debate with him, you know this guy's not looking for the truth, akhi. So what is the benefit? What is going to be the outcome of the debate at the same time? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You're going to go your way, he's going to go his way. That's it, because nobody's, you're not looking for the truth. If you're looking for the truth with a Jehovah's Witness, Allah, shafaq Allah, you know what I'm saying? Like, may Allah cure you of your sickness. So obviously you're not looking for the truth. You want to what? Teach him the truth. But he's not looking for that. He's not interested in what you got. And you know that. So why would you even waste time with that person? So if you see a person, from Ahl al-Kitab, he's a Christian, and he comes up and he says, hey, I want to discuss with you something, because I've been reading about Islam, and you see there's this level of sincerity with him, and he's really trying to learn, and you try to, and you sit down and explain it to him, there's probably a good chance that he'll accept Islam. Yeah, sit down and discuss with him. Not debate, but discuss. I mean, I remember, actually, that was my attitude way before I even learned this. I was in LA one time, some guy said, hey man, I want to discuss Christianity with you. I said, you think I left Christianity to discuss it with you? I know what Christianity is about. You want to hear about Islam? And he was like, well, I didn't expect you to answer like that. Well, that's the way I answered. You want to know about Islam? I'll talk to you about Islam. But I'm not talking to you about a religion that I saw as false and I left it because I knew it was false. So I said, you want to talk about Islam now? He's like, no. See, it's not looking for the truth. He's trying to what? Argue. We don't got no time for arguing, akhi. If you're living your life to benefit, to learn, we got too much to learn, man. I got books in my library, I'm going to die before I read them. And I know this. And maybe my kids will inherit these books, and they might die before they read them. It's too much knowledge. It's too much knowledge to be wasting arguing with fools. Too much knowledge. Going back and forth with idiots. No. Save your time for something that's beneficial. Save your time for the people that's going to listen. So these people, they go out and they'll argue with these Christians all day long. Can't even save his family in his own house. His household is all in disarray. A complete corruption. His kids aren't praying. They're not even focused on the deen, but he's out there arguing with, Sir Lancelot of the Christians, Mr. Goldilocks with his Bible, and then but his family's in complete discord with the deen. Yeah, he focus on your family, focus on yourself and getting the deen correct with you and the people that you're responsible for. I'm not responsible for him, not responsible for anybody outside of my family. And now, obviously, because I'm the imam here, so I am responsible for the people here. But I'm not responsible for the cashier at Food Max. You understand? Khalas. Focus on the people that's under your care first and get that right. And then worry about the rest of the world. But you want to save the world, go out with this save the planet mentality and what? And your kids die on kufr. It's craziness, akhi. Wallahi, craziness. Qala Muhammad ibn Hussein. This is the last part. We're going to finish this up now. فهذا ما حضرني ذكره مما أمر الله عز وجل به أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم أن يلزم الجماعة ويحذر الفرقة. So Muhammad ibn Hussein, who is this?
Oh, come on.
Yeah, you come on. Who is Muhammad ibn
I'll let
Hussein?
them answer that. Man, this question is super easy.
It wasn't easy 3 weeks ago, though, was it?
Yeah, it was.
The first time I asked this question, who's Muhammad ibn Hussein? Oh, dude.
No,
You-
not to me.
Nah, you did not. No, you did not
answer.
answer. We need to go back to the first live stream when I asked this question. No, Hamza was not. Oh, this is so easy. Hamza was like, I don't know.
It was probably Abdullah.
Nah, look, he's throwing you under the bus. Oh my God, we got a bunch of bus thrower unders. Allah Mustaan.
Are you the person behind me?
Just say al-mu'allif.
The author.
Yeah. Qala Muhammad ibn Hussein, that's him, the person compiling the book. Because he's letting you know that this is me speaking now. This is not Ibn Abbas, this is him speaking. So he said, Qala Muhammad ibn Hussein rahimahullah al-Ajuri, فَهَذَا مَا حَضَرَنِي ذِكْرُ. This is what I have, because he's writing this from his memory. Like, look at what he just did. And he just did this out of his head, right? So all of that we've taken, all these pages, this is all from his memory, right? He said, this is what I have. This is what I can remember on the spot. He said, مِمَّا أَمْرَ اللَّهُ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ. And this is from what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded Ummah Muhammad, the nation of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and yalzamu al-jama'ah. To what? Yalzam, it means what?
To stick.
Yeah, to stick only with that. Lazum, something to be lazum, like lazim b'shay, it means like what? You don't leave it, ever. You don't leave it. Alright, and yalzamu al-jama'ah. What is a jama'ah? Don't look at your notebooks. Ma what?
ما وافق الحق وافق الحق ولو كان
ولو كنت.
ولو كنت وحدك.
Yes. Alright, nice little quiz, pop quiz, huh? And يلزم الجماعة ويحذر الفرق, and to beware of division. إن قال قائل اذكر لنا من سنن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أنه حذر أمته ذلك. So if a person were to say, mention to us something from the sunnah of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so we can, in which the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in his sunnah warned the people against the same thing. قيل له نعم, and it said to him, نعم. Basically I'll do it. وواجب عليك أن تسمع, and it's an obligation upon you to hear it. وتحذر الفرقة, and to stay away from division. وتلزم الجماعة, and to stay with the jama'ah. وتستعين بالله العظيم, and to seek assistance with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala al-azim jalla jalaluhu ala dhalik. Alright, so that's the end of the introduction, well, this part. So inshallah.
Speaking about the debates, I came across, because I would listen to the Q&A, Fatawa of Sheikh Al-Albani, and he has a fatwa you can take from it. He said that publicly debating a kafir is haram. That you can take from
Yeah, of course, because you might get up there and he might embarrass you because he has better debate skills, and makes the deen look bad.
Speaker's corner.
Yes, it's not. I agree with him 100%. It's haram.
If I find I'll send it to you, but this was like 2 months before you came here.
We're gonna take a few questions, then we gotta go. It's 8:36, huh? You have a question?
Someone asked the smoke
Hold
shop.
on, Hats.
نفس السؤال.
Sayyid ibn Muhammad ibn James ibn James.
What?
نفس السؤال.
What? But he's about to ask. What?
هل الرياح هل البرد ينزل من الجبل
I gotta go check that at home, dude. I'll answer the question. I don't. You sent it to me on Telegram, but I man, I was so tired and then trying to go to sleep last night.
ممكن
Right now, inshallah, when we go home, if we can get home, let me know, inshallah. Let me know. We'll pick up the book, whatever tafsir we get, we just get it and we'll look it up as soon as we get home, inshallah.
ممكن هذا مصر جديد بس يسأل question asks are smoke shops haram ممكن هو مسلم جديد
Yeah. No doubt. And the dalil, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. Because the people say, well, they're not selling anything in it, they're just selling like papers and, but those papers are used for what? And you're facilitating that with them. So ta'awanu, وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى. Like cooperate together in establishing what? Righteousness and obedience to Allah. وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ. And don't cooperate together in sin, wal-udwan, and enmity. Anything that causes these things, and it's not permissible to do. So it's a smoke shop, this is what you're doing. You're facilitating, you're giving them everything that they need to do the haram. It's not permissible.
A smoke shop or anything, like it's like stuff that's unnatural.
We don't
Like unnatural stuff, like vapes.
all that stuff's haram anyway.
No, but like anything that comes from
You know the
ground.
damage that the vapes do to your
I know,
body.
But anything that comes from the ground is all natural.
Who said that?
Weed comes from the earth.
weed
Huh?
What serves a purpose.
Tobacco or something?
Yeah, like tobacco or anything else.
So everything that,
It serves a purpose for some reason.
worms coming out of them
so anything that comes out the ground is halal.
hashish
Well, I mean, it serves a purpose.
Is it halal? Is it because it comes out the ground?
I don't know. I mean, I just know that,
Peyote comes out the ground. You're gonna say that's halal? Magical mushrooms come out the ground. Are you gonna say that's halal? You go to a cow pasture and you can go get mushrooms that are gonna cause you to hallucinate. Are you gonna go and say that's halal? Come on, we're not taking this as that's not the rule. You got to bring that. Where did you find that rule in the Usul al-Fiqh? Where do you find that rule in the Quran and the Sunnah?
it doesn't mention about, if this is
He said,
drink alcohol.
no, he said min at-tayyibat. Yeah, the alcohol comes from the things that come out of the ground too. The tayyibat that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, min at-tayyibati ma razaqnakum, from the good things that we've provided for you, the good things. That means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put on this earth tayyibat and ghayra tayyibat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the pigs and put it on this earth. Khanazir from the tayyibat. Are the pigs from the good things? No. So just because it's on the earth and it comes out the ground does not mean it's from the tayyibat. Poison ivy grows out the ground. Are you going to pick that up and make spinach, like a salad out of that? No, because it's going to cause damage to you, right? So there you go. So, the same thing. You got poisonous berries. Are you going to take them and say, well, it's from the ground? You're going to smoke those too? So, come on. That rule is not applicable in this situation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, كُلُوا مِن طَيِّبَاتِ مَا رَزَقْنَاكُمْ. Eat from the tayyibat, from the good things that we provided for you, from the halal things. Yeah. Oh, I don't want to give away the whole khutbah coming up. Come on, man.
Allah we know what the khutbah is something
Khutbah is about shukr, inshallah.
People that are like really sick, got cancer or like different illnesses, and they use marijuana to suppress their illness.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not make a cure for anything that He's made haram. Alright, that's that. There's no cure for anything that Allah, you're not going to find any cure in anything. All the people do with the weed and all that, it's just to deaden their senses so they don't feel the pain. It's not curing any illness. So it's not permissible. And that argument, no.
so be taking anesthesia would that be permissible obviously for like medical surgery
Because I don't know what it's comprised of, so I
because
don't.
if you don't take it you're just going to be
Well, that's
extreme
a
pain.
darura.
Okay
That's a whole different. The person's not sitting up in his house taking anesthesia every single day, like, oh my God, this anesthesia is some good stuff, He's doing it because of the surgery. But these dudes are sitting up here rolling up a blunt, talking about, hey man, it's medical. So rolling up a blunt, that's going to cure you? Come on, Akhi, that's just a person that's following his desires and trying to and the kuffar said it's good, so now it's good. Allah says it's haram. But you don't agree with that. So
What if you're like in the hospital and they give you like morphine to the drip for your pain?
I said that's again, if you could avoid
It's
it.
not in your control. If you're in that amount of pain and they give you morphine, whatever they give you for pain, it's not in your control, and that's not something that you're taking to entertain yourself with either. If you have that amount of pain, you know what I'm saying, and you need to take the edge off of that, it's not the same.
You
as
can't avoid that in the
somebody
hospitals.
entertaining
You
yourself.
can't avoid that in the hospitals here anyway. They're gonna give you that. They put it in the drip.
They ask you if you want it.
Yeah, what if they
They
give
ask
you
you
the
if you want it.
I mean, I guess it depends on how much pain you're in, actually. And you know, I can't make that decision for a person a dude's been shot in the stomach and all this stuff, and he's going through all this pain. You know, I haven't been in that position, so I couldn't make that decision for that person. But you know, you imagine that you're in that much type of pain. You can't pray, you can't do anything, and what they'll just give you. But the thing is how addictive it is also the danger, and they don't really have another option. Everything that they give you in the hospital is opiates. So I'm not answering that. I'm not gonna answer that. That's too dangerous of an answer.
If you're in a long hospital stay, by the time your pain is managed, they do take you off of that stuff before you leave the hospital. They don't send you home. I mean, unless you're critical. I mean, unless you have a terminal illness, like you're in the last stage of cancer or whatever, you're not leaving home. You're not leaving the hospital on a IV drip of morphine or none of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, they'll send you home with some ibuprofen and some Tylenol, but they're not going to.
Because I mean, look at like in the case of warfare, right? Like, look in the case of warfare. He gets shot or he gets shrapnel and it goes up into his arm and rips the nerves. He's screaming. If he keeps screaming, you know, the enemy's gonna know right where you're at and locate you. So what did they used to do back in Vietnam? They shoot him with morphine and shut him up.
Heroin.
Yeah.
Shot them with heroin.
Well, okay,
It's cheaper than morphine.
but I mean, you know, but like I said, as far as saying that's, I'm like, no, you take that question to the ulama. I'm not answering that. I'm not getting in trouble. That question right there is trouble.
I didn't say 44.
Go ahead, just. I
No.
just wanted.
I'm not, you said one more.
I said a few more questions. We haven't even asked. Yeah. Huh.
Anonymous says, how come people of knowledge and madhahib may hold opinions like uttering the intention loudly? Ooh. Anyways, next question.
I mean, if they have they need to have evidence for it. So, you know, that's it.
Brother,
What's the question, man? Say it again.
You said like some people from different madhahib and the different sheikhs, they have the opinion of voicing the intention out loud. But I don't know of anybody that has that opinion. So,
I don't know of anything like
the
that.
only thing is for Hajj, that's it.
No, bro.
Oh yeah, Hajj, no. I mean, it's a small Hajj, akhi. Come on, go ahead.
Oh, العمرة في رمضان ايش؟ العمرة في رمضان حج. You remember حج تكلم. This Umar says.
So I was like, how did you make Hajj 3 times already?
No, subhanallah, you reminded us of a hadith though.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. I knew he had to have some type of wedge. Because I'm like, I know Abdul Malik ain't that crazy. Talking about I made Hajj 3 times in a year, 3 times every year. I'm like, okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
That didn't help. Umar says, with the morning / evening adhkar, work for a person.
It's so funny.
Oh, just watch. Work for a person who has abandoned salah.
Nah, man, you gotta pray. That's like,
A person was arguing with me when I was specifically referring to the deeds of the person not counting. I'm also curious about if the adhkars would work for the person, or is that up to Allah?
no, I mean, he's not praying.
That's why I was laughing.
What's the adhkar? That's like the Pope doing the adhkar of Sabah wal Masa. What's the benefit of him doing?
The biggest weakness.
Yeah, come on, man. I mean, somebody does the adhkar of the morning and the evening, but he doesn't pray. Like, what? Akhi, what is that?
Is
Sukhriya.
he gonna say,
I mean, you got the energy to do the adhkar in the morning and evening. Why can't you just pray, akhi?
You know the dua, أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. You are from شر ما خلق, you know.
Wow. That's crazy. I'm more afraid of the jinn than he is of Allah. And that's probably why he keeps up with the adhkar in the morning and the evening, because he's afraid of the jinn. But he leaves off salat because he doesn't fear Allah. Yeah, akhi, nah. That's foolishness. That's comical right there, but go ahead.
Anonymous says, how to respond to Sufis who say that bid'ah is only bid'ah if it isn't based on what is already in the Sunnah, e.g. dhikr is found in Sunnah, so they say group dhikr is fine.
No, because they didn't do it. Number one, they didn't do it, and number two, they didn't have a drum involved, and they weren't bouncing up and breakdancing in the masjid either.
So it was bid'ah also, just so make it clear, it's bid'ah to go around the Kaaba in a jama'ah and just start saying Allahu Akbar, Subhanallah, all that in one voice, right?
Are you talking about the Rafid or who you talking about? No, because the Rafid, they don't say that. They talk about Ali.
Let's say next door neighbor. Next door neighbor. Al-Mutarjim.
No, that's not. I mean, look, akhi, if they didn't do it, don't do it.
Yeah, they do that.
No, I'm saying, if you don't have narrations for this, no. When you're going around the tawaf, you just do dhikr on your own. You make dua, you make dhikr. There's no, you don't do this in a group, and this is an individual act. It's not a group act.
No, when I went to go do Umrah, I did Umrah on my own. I left the whole group and I was there because all the bid'ah they were doing, I just...
No, you don't do this. No, it's not. It's you. This is your obligation. It's not a group act. You go and you make tawaf and you make dhikr and you make dua for whatever you want to make, but do you do that to yourself? You don't get together and like, hey kids, come on, I say this and you say that, and I say this. And what is this, like a army marching through
Simon says.
Yeah, no, man. You do that on your own.
Everyone pick up now. Dahir says, are you still writing books? Barakallahu feek. Your book on seeking knowledge is extremely beneficial.
Inshallah, I'm trying to work on right now a book on the memorization of the Quran, as I mentioned. I'm going to put the book on marriage on hold because it requires like a lot of research. There's just so many issues, akhi. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking the...
Maybe we should do instead of putting the marriage book on hold, maybe we can do
oh, that's why you were laughing. Now I know. Right?
Issues of marriage, question and answer compilation that'll be followed up with the book of marriage. Just putting that on hold.
No, I'm not putting it on hold like I'm not going to do it. What I'm saying is it's going to take longer.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on this book for memorizing the Quran, because I could probably finish this in a month and a half. I'm still going to be working on this.
Yeah.
But like right now, I need to sit down. I'm going to take the Imam Shafi'i, rahimahullah. I'm going to take the book of marriage. I'm going to read through all of this. And I have to go back over the durus of al-Muntaqa and revise, go back through all this. And I'm going to take down the notes from this, the notes from and then after I finish inshallah, to read al-Mughni, Ibn Qudama, and take the book of marriage, divorce, and all those books. So I have to read 2 volumes from this and one huge volume from Imam Shafi'i and go through these durus. So it's going to take at least 95 days. So that's what I'm saying. It's not going to be like tomorrow. But this book I can work on because I don't have to research the memorization book. It's a plan. I'm just got to put this plan into a book, in a book form, So it's a lot easier to write quicker, and get that out to the people. With all the stuff that we were talking about yesterday. What we were talking about yesterday was the chapter that I was writing in the book yesterday. It was about the, the habits, the things that you need to change in your life to start memorizing the Quran and do it successfully. Yeah.
Murad Ali says, can the Muslim leaders strategically ally with the Rawafid?
We've already talked
for
about
a greater cause.
No, there's no greater cause. There's no greater cause.
Kleenex.
We already talked about that earlier anyways.
Kleenex says, what's the ruling?
Kleenex.
Yeah, I think it's chicken fingers.
Chicken fingers is now Kleenex fingers. All right, go ahead. Let's see.
It's Klee with 3 E's and Next with 2 X. Says, what's the ruling on car insurance that the government mandates?
Car insurance is haram. So, because you have to do it, you have to get it, otherwise you get in trouble. So you go and you get the bare minimum. Just because you don't go, I'm going for full coverage, no, it's haram. You get the exact bare minimum of what you need to drive the car legally and not get into trouble. That's it. That's it.
Get a horse, chicken fingers.
Get a horse, chicken fingers. You're probably gonna need insurance for that too. But like what?
Driver's license,
What?
ID.
What was the insurance that you were telling me about these places, right? Like how much is it gonna cost a month? Like 25?
35.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You go get that. You can drive the car legally, khalas, that's it. Yeah, they got it.
Freeway, cost you less.
Wait, what happened? Say it again? I wasn't paying
Huh?
attention. What happened? I wasn't paying attention.
Freeway.
No, before that. Before that.
Insurance.
I thought they were just
Cost you
a
less.
broker.
Auto, yeah.
No, but they give you the bare minimum stuff.
Where's this at?
With insurance.
All over the place. Here in Fresno.
Like 120.
Yeah, it's like $25 a month, I think.
Where is it? I know.
And all that kind of stuff.
I'm just saying, because I'm getting my own
Yeah,
apartment
because y'all
soon,
keep
so-
watching TV. We don't watch TV like that. All right, y'all watch TV. So y'all see Jake the Allstate guy. Y'all like, Allstate, I got to get
Jake-
Allstate.
no,
Or that
Jake from State
Geico,
Farm.
what is it? The
No,
Geico lizard dude or whatever.
Jacob State Farm.
Whatever. I told you I don't watch this stuff, man. Allstate, whatever. Whatever these insurance companies are.
1-800 Progressive.
Geico or whatever. See, y'all seeing the stuff on TV, and then you go get that and y'all get ripped off. Nah, man. Ghetto insurance, that's the way to go.
You gotta go where the people that's on social
and,
security
and EBT, you gotta go where you gotta go for the EBT insurance. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Because that's the
if
thing.
you don't know what those initials are, EBT, then yeah, you probably shop at Geico. So,
Now that I know that, so
Huh?
with my situation moving out now,
yeah, you probably might
I'd
want to
say
apply
like-
for food stamps now.
I could actually apply for that.
Nah, you couldn't, right? Oh, yeah, maybe in California. You couldn't in Florida, though.
I'll say it off camera, but
No, but once you get dependents, you can apply for it
mm,
because of the cost of living. But as a single working age male, I don't know, in Florida, they'll give it to you like if you were in prison or in jail, they give it to you for like 3 months. But then you have to find a job and they cut it off from you. They don't play with that. But if you have a son or dependents or somebody, they keep it going. As long as you don't have a job, once you get a job, they cut it. That's in Florida. I don't know about California. I've never had it out here, so you could probably. Is it the same or no?
No, they'll give it to you.
Oh, they'll give it to you here.
They give a single person, $200 in food stamps and $300 in cash aid.
yeah, just go to Kermit.
All
You're
these
gonna
people,
see 'em.
all these people here that's walking around here homeless and walking around here without a woman, they give them $200 in cash.
No, $200 in food stamps, $300 in cash, right?
Yes.
Which is basically like $200 from food stamps, $300 of drug money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Food stamps,
300 for the
they
phone
pay
shop.
their
Yeah.
cell phone.
No, but they'll even because what they do is they sell their food stamps.
For
Yeah.
half price.
Yeah, give me $100, I give you the $200 food stamps. And now you take that $100 and
Yep.
goes in. So it's all drug money in the end.
To the hotel and the smoke shops.
Mm. $25 insurance. How much you pay?
120.
Wow,
Pay 161.
161.
But the other thing is,
Full coverage.
I don't know, full coverage.
the higher your deductible, the lower your insurance will be too.
I don't know.
So if you take the $250 deductible, and then your rate is gonna be higher. If you take the $500, the $1,000, or $2,000 deductible, I mean, listen, if your car gets totaled out, you're not gonna put it back together with the $2,000 anyway. If your car is only worth, $2,000 or $3,000, it's totaled out, it's over with. Start over. But if you take the lower deductible, your rate is gonna be higher.
Well, what you do, like, look, you got a checking account, right?
Business class, right?
You open up another checking account under, like a sub-checking account
Yeah.
connected to that. You go and change your insurance to the $25 that you pay. Now you're gonna pay every month. That extra $100 that you're saving, put it in that other checking account. if your car gets totaled, you have, you just saved the money. Now you've got it for yourself. You could buy another car.
Was it $1,000, $2,000 deductible, huh?
What's your deductible?
It's almost 9.
So, when they give
It's
you
almost
an
not
insurance
enough.
policy, it comes with a deductible. So let's say,
Oh,
I
one
don't
more
know what
question.
car, let's say your car is worth, Blue Book is $8,000.
Insurance is
When they give you the insurance policy, you pick a deductible, 500, 200, 1,000, which means that if your car get hit or total, you have to pay that amount.
Oh, come
The
on, man.
insurance
Find another
covers
question.
the rest.
Hey, who did that?
The higher, the lower the
Can I ask?
deductible you take,
It's driving
the
slave
more they
says,
make you pay out of
Can you
pocket
upload-
every month.
Can you upload the khutbah from this
So
Friday,
if your car
please?
gets totaled and you only wanna pay $200.
Is it worth uploading?
Then your insurance is gonna be.
Huh? Were you here Friday?
$75,
He goes to he goes Clovis West, we are the best.
Even insurance you got
Huh?
right now, if you change your
He goes to
deductible,
Clovis West.
your insurance will go down probably half.
You left a khutbah for Clovis West. We are the best.
Your
We have,
insurance might go down
we
like
do,
$70, $75, $80.
So,
there is,
like,
selected
Yeah.
amount for,
Isn't there
Ah.
some guy that wears a suit and a tie?
Should I upload the khutbah from Friday?
yeah.
I can only do.
Nah, I didn't like it.
Oh, well, what did you, no, that was a.
No, I didn't upload it because I didn't like it. I just didn't like because I was all foggy minded.
All
You
the
know?
shit for the
And then,
It was good, man.
I mean, if y'all say so, I mean, I'll
I mean,
take
it's
it.
the
You say
people.
yes.
Like, you said one more question.
Anybody that pays $100-something in insurance, I gotta listen to. Yeah.
Some
Huh.
people pay way more too.
Yeah, I know.
For even for a business, a certain business, you have to have a $1
Dude,
million.
he's paying $160 a month for a Mr. Bean card, man.
You have to have $1 million bond even for a business.
ما دخل المليون دولار ما دخل هذا
No,
بهذا
that's not true.
No, it is.
No, it's not.
All right, we got one more question.
For certain businesses, you have to.
أنا
have
جيعان.
$1 million
Because we gotta get the food, Max.
And we gotta get food. Whoa, look who it is. من المسلمين الحمد لله رب العالمين says, is it a major sin if one listens to another person backbite?
Huh?
Is it a major sin if one listens to another person backbite? Yes.
If you don't say anything, if you're not making a car on it, you just like listening to it and agree with it. So, yeah, I mean, that's participating in the sin.
ويا هنا سبحانك اللهم
سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك اشهد ان لا اله الا انت استغفرك واتوب اليك